What is going on, big Sean gamers? This is Benzer, and today we're going to be ranking every single Cold War Zombies map. Let's get into it. Now, Firebase is probably one of the most boring maps in COD Zombies in general, but when playing Cold War, I honestly don't even touch the map. It just feels as if it's a 90% copy and paste aspect from D Machine. I mean, there's just a different wonder weapon, a different map style / layout, and also a very similar Easter egg. And in this map, it's just very copy and paste. It just, that's the best I can explain it. The layout, it flows very, very well, but it just feels lazy. I mean, you have 3 central areas, and then you have a hub, which links to a teleporter. I like the teleporter idea. I'll get into that later, but it just kind of feels like Shadows of Evil, but not so Shadows of Evil-y. The mimics are a cool idea, but I mean, there isn't even score streaks that spawn in the game besides mimics, so it just tells you don't go over there. The Mangler idea, it makes sense in terms of lore because the Soviets made and, you know, Cold War stuff, but gameplay wise, it's really lazy. I think the teleporting system, it was really cool. I mean, be able to go to spawn very easily. It made the map feel more smooth because it connected with the hub. It was all, you know, fun in games, being able to just have your pack-a-punch, perks, and armor station close together, but when they're so close and the spawns are so close, it's extremely crammed, and if you go mid-round and you buy all your perks, you can literally have them just absolutely destroyed from existence because zombies will jump on your booty cheeks and just kill you. I mean, they're gone at that point. And the map itself is just, it's very lackluster. It doesn't provide a very fun high round game.
Fuck, dude. Fuck this shit.
The Ray-K, it used to be great, but with nerfs and a small buff, it's a very small husk of what it actually used to be. The addition of Tombstone with this map as well was a really awful idea. It was good on paper, but in actuality, it was really horrible. We did get tier 5 upgrades with it and the map and the update itself, but it doesn't even help when Tombstone just sucks. I mean, it's literally the worst goddamn perk in the game, and tier 5 ability doesn't even work with it. Not even 90%, not even 99%. It just doesn't work at all. It looked good on paper, but the map, it just introduced a very horribly planned perk. One of the great things about this map itself is the Orta boss fight. You don't even have to do the Easter egg for this, and on round 30 you get your first boss fight encounter, and every 10 rounds after you get a round based boss fight, which challenges the player, drains the resources, and can turn off your power. It's more so fun, and it adds something that we haven't seen before, so, you know, hats off to Treyarch for that. They did really well on that part. But overall, everything about the map is boring, especially the Easter egg. It was just a Pokemon simulator for most part. I mean, at that point, I could just go buy a Switch and go play Pokemon if I really wanted to. The Ray-K being a good chunk of the Easter egg as well. I didn't like that, mainly because the weapon just sucks, and using a Gallo shotgun is just 10 times better, in my opinion. Overall, the map could have been a lot better, and, you know, nobody cares about the map. I mean, honestly, everyone who loves Peck probably does, but other than that, no one. Forsaken, it's a really good map, and hence why it's number 3 on our list, but it's not the absolute best, but it is a fun experience. I mean, really, it was something. We got a new, fun, unique wonder weapon, something we've never seen before, and also the ray gun, unlike, you know, Firebase, which just completely removed and gave us a horrible one. PhD slider, a very interesting layout that had zip lines, teleporters, just all of it crammed into one that flowed perfectly. An arcade game area, we've only seen that in Infinite Warfare, and in this it was actually something pulled off very well, and much, much more. The map is packed with side Easter eggs that are very interesting. I mean, we've never really seen a perkaholic Easter egg, especially where like this mannequin thing that can kill you just follow you around. I mean, it was something just so unique, and also the RCXD and the Ronald Reagan memes and jokes, they all, Treyarch actually looked like they actually cared, and they do care, which is a way they did show it in this map, which I thought was just a nice tip off to the community. The layout, like I said, I personally like because it flows through 3 main areas, and they kind of feel like just like a linear layout, but it's not like that at all. I mean, you have the main area, which everyone goes to. I mean, the any town area, the east and the west areas, but it is mainly where you're going to be hanging out most of the time. I mean, it is something that is fun. I mean, it's a little area, and then you have like the spawn area that's kind of close that you got to teleport through with quick revive and tombstone and whatnot, and then you have the final area, the kind of Soviet area where they did the experiments, and then that's where you discover the main boss and whatever. But overall, I think it flowed very, very well. I thought it was really nice to see a lot of bosses in this map to add to the difficulty because it was hard, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But gameplay wise, this is probably one of the more fun ones, but the Easter egg, on the other hand, it's pretty short. The only reason why I would say I would go back and play it is because of the boss fight. It is pretty sweet. I mean, you get to fight a Forsaken, the main thing we've been talking about since D Machine. I mean, nobody had any clue what it was, and then we finally get to see it in action with Maxis. I thought it was just really nice to actually not read it, but actually see it for my eyes, because with the addition of intel and whatnot. But also, I thought the addition of PhD Slider was absolutely just mwah, chef's kiss, perfect timing to drop it. I mean, with this map, I mean, there's so much stuff to just slide off of and just jump and bounce around. I mean, the whole ability to land, make an explosive passively was really fun, and I thought it was cool. The one weapon needs a little bit of a buff in terms of the high rounds, but it's so unique. Like, who wouldn't like it? I mean, it won't carry you absolutely the whole way, but it'll get you halfway, which, you know, you have fun with it, so yeah, I'll take it, I guess. The melee shooting wonder weapon that really is just like a needler from Halo, but it's a little bit more different, so it's actually just cool, just fun. The map brought a lot to the table, and in my opinion, it's probably one of the better maps to play with friends because it's just so wacky and has a lot of personality just overall. I mean, we never see maps like this, and to see something that actually, especially in Cold War, it made me like it a whole lot more. Everything about this map was just good, or at least all right to everyone. You know,
I mean, it's alright, like,
it wasn't horrible, and to me, I think everyone can just hop in it and have fun. The boss makes up for it with the easiness on this map, but on the later rounds, but you know, it's a good map, and it's just really fun. Now, our second is going to be D Machine, and now I'm going to keep this very short and simple because that's what D Machine is. I mean, it brought fun to the table. That makes sense. I mean, it didn't really bring giant Easter egg, you know, it wasn't grand or anything, but man, this was really one of the best times in Cold War Zombies. I mean, usually with the peak of the zombies community, we get like a really solid map. You know, it's amazing with a fun, cool Easter egg that's super hard and difficult and has great wonder weapon and this, that, and the other. But really, D Machine is a great map and it's fun, but it doesn't have really any of those. I mean, you have a remaster of a remaster of a remaster of a remaster ray gun, but they just re-innovated it and made it absolutely amazing. I mean, with the launch and just right about now, this map is still fun. It's easily the best map for newcomers. I mean, you have a very simple pack-a-punch. I mean, literally, you just turn on power and pick up a part. That's really it. A simple camping area or two. I mean, just where I'm at right now, the spawn room. I mean, this is one of the best spawn rooms in zombies history, and they just brought it and it was like, here you go. It's good. I mean, you have a score streak area next to it to where you can get all your nonsense, and you can just train this area if you want. I mean, there are perk machines scattered, and a wonder sphere that's in one of the best camping spots in zombies history. I mean, one of the best. And alongside with that, you know, you just have a great map to play. I mean, it's just really fun to play. I mean, and you have a bunch of weapons to level up, and this is the perfect map for that. The Easter egg, it was good, but like I said, it wasn't grand. Was it replayable? But it doesn't really feel like a problem with this map because the map is just so fun. I mean, this map is perfect for just playing, having fun, which arguably is what zombies should be about. I mean, at the end of the day, it was a breath of fresh air. I mean, to be honest, we've been getting the same old kind of recycled stuff, and this brought something that we haven't had in a while, and literally anybody could jump into this, regardless if they played it. And, you know, regardless also of how I feel about Cold War Zombies in the future, I would recommend it to newcomers or veterans because it's literally just perfect for everybody. If you haven't guessed it already, it's Marutone. I mean, this map did literally everything right. It is amazing. The layout of this map, it's like a cake. I mean, you have the rooftop area, which you could easily navigate with rappels and zip lines, which all link together, which makes it really easy to go where you really need to go. I mean, there's no hassle of running through an area you don't really need to, but you could just run directly straight to it and get to where you need. I mean, if you just do all that, you will be good. I mean, if you just rappel to the bottom, you have your main area, which I'm in right now. I mean, you have a pack-a-punch machine, juggernog, and also armor stations, and a fairly good camping area on the truck, and also a good running around training area, which is really nice. I mean, below that, you have a chunkier part of the map. I mean, there are tons of perks, an armor station, crafting tables, Klaus, and the train. I mean, a train? When have we ever seen a train just running through a map? It's really fun. It's something different. It's something unique, and I mean, it's just cool. I mean, it's good to use against zombies. You know, it's like basically a free trap, but it could also kill the player, so you gotta watch out. But it is really funny what happens to somebody else and they lose their perks and they down immediately. It's amazing. It sucks in solo when you don't have a quick revive or anything like that and you just die. But other than that, it's, you know, it's just funny. The Easter egg itself, it's really good. I mean, it is one of the best and Cold War by far. I mean, I think the Forsaken one is just a tad bit better, mainly just because of the boss fight. That's really it. The boss fight is a little bit better, but Easter egg wise, just in a whole, this is a lot better. But it's really great. I mean, I love it. This is the actual Easter egg that feels somewhat like an actual challenge. It can stress the player to make times. I mean, if you don't, with the whole uranium, you could blow up and just ruin your game. Put strategy actually back into Easter eggs. You don't really have, you know, really much to do in, you know, time panicking situations. It makes you think and actually try. It takes, you know, takes some time to eventually get it. It's not insanely hard, but it might take 1 or 2 tries after you like maybe lose, but you'll eventually get it. It's a perfect blend of difficulty. Just not even the Easter egg, but the map itself. I mean, you got one of the best wonder weapons of all time. This thing's basically just infinite ammo that changes into 4 other wonder weapons that have all different abilities, which can be used against specific bosses for more of an advantage and maybe less of an advantage to other zombies and this, that, and the other. I mean, this is something we've never seen before, which honestly I applied Treyarch for. I mean, I could just go on and on, but I think I've made my point to you, the viewer. Why don't you leave a like and subscribe? After all, I mean, you did make this far. The support goes a long way and, you know, helps me continue these kinds of videos like this. But in all seriousness, no, if you did make it this far, you deserve a cookie and I love you. But in that, gamers, I think that's gonna about wrap it up. I think I have a solid list, and if you don't like it, I guess comment it and we'll have a little discussion. But in that, gamers, I will see you guys next one. Hope you have a wonderful day. See ya.